Welcome to Pineapples and Peppers. We have a very, very special guest with us here today. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hello, Pineapples and Peppers world. My name is Dr. Theresa Massoud, and I am a chemist. I have a PhD in chemistry from the University of California, Riverside.
All right, UCR. Riverside, California, what's good?
Yes,
but now you are actually a professor in Dubai.
I am.
Oh, international.
Why
international.
What took you to Dubai?
Lots of things took me there, mainly my husband.
Oh.
Yeah. But I, started a program at a school there where I started like a chemistry program, and I started dabbling in some environmental science. So
when you say started the program, you were a professor there, not like a student.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. So we have a chemist here among us. Why do you guys think we have a chemist here among us?
Maybe she's gonna talk about food chemistry or
surprise, surprise. I don't know. Shh. Ready, set, unleash the surprise. What are we talking about?
We are talking about environmental science.
Oh,
and what you can do with regards to your everyday choices in your food to protect
the environment,
our slowly degrading planet.
So when you say protect, that means our planet is slowly degrading.
Absolutely.
There's a common word out there that's been used a lot, and it's called global warming.
Yes.
I know that the scientific community maybe doesn't like that word, or can you clarify that term a little bit for us?
So, global warming is one aspect of climate change.
Okay.
It's a general warming of our atmosphere, and it's mostly the number one cause is the emission of fossil fuels or human activity. Human activity is what's causing the increase in our global temperatures. Okay. What is human activity? So the things that you do every day to release certain gases into the atmosphere. So global warming is caused by basically.
We
you know what? We can live in a way where we don't have to do that.
Right.
But global warming is caused by the release of greenhouse gases.
Okay.
It's like a greenhouse gas effect or greenhouse effect. These gases that cause
and
greenhouse
they say greenhouse, correct me if I'm wrong, because it's being trapped. Like in a greenhouse, if you're planting it, you want to trap the warmth, the whatever.
Exactly. They're gases that are trapping heat and just holding on to it above our atmosphere.
Okay.
And so greenhouse gases, what are they? Carbon dioxide, first and foremost.
Okay.
Number one cause of global warming is carbon dioxide. Where's carbon dioxide come from? Well, what do we burn to get electricity? Coal and carbon.
Coal and carbon.
Carbon from carbon dioxide.
Right.
Comes from carbon. So that's we're releasing a lot of that carbon dioxide into the atmosphere, and it's causing an increase in our temperature. The second major gas is methane.
Okay. So let's just come back to carbon dioxide. What types of daily activity things that I guess you and I do cause that?
Electricity, number one.
Turning on our lights. Turn on our lights, like we have in here.
Right. So it's
next time we do it in the dark.
Right. You know what? It's really important if during the daytime, keep your lights off.
Right. Use natural light.
Exactly.
Just be mindful. Like when you leave a room, turn the lights off.
Exactly.
Light a candle. Ooh,
exactly.
Just kind of take advantage of that. Like
you know what I do now? During the winter time is we sit by firelight, turn on the fireplace, and it's beautiful. It's nice. It's romantic. Get a glass of wine.
Oh.
There you go.
Okay. And then so the lights. What else?
Cars. On the road. I mean, there's stats is 2.5 cars to every person, every one person in California.
Sense. Okay, so cars.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think, excuse me, but just as far as the cars would be maybe walking. I know something that's for me, I live really close to the gas station, and where I live currently, it gets pretty cold.
Right.
And so I'm should I walk in 20-degree weather or should I drive 2 minutes?
Right.
What do you do, Morgan?
It's a hard choice. I walk.
Okay.
I mean, because seriously, come on.
Right.
It's it's right there.
Train thyself.
Right. I try to walk to most places.
Okay.
I do. And my husband and I now, we try to, share one car everywhere we want to go, so we don't put 2 cars on the road.
Okay.
We only own 1 car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Try to public transportation. Public transportation is key. Carpooling.
Right.
Biking.
Yeah.
Southern California is now trying to put in a lot more bike lanes. So
right.
Things you could do to just be I do not want to release these gases into the atmosphere today.
Okay. So carbon dioxide, we talked a little bit about that now. We're food people.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you talked about methane gas.
Right. Right.
Tell us about ourselves. What is it about the methane gas? Why methane gas? Where does it come from?
So methane gas, it's CH4. Again, carbon is in there. With methane gas, most of it comes from agriculture, livestock,
chicken,
things
beef.
like that. Exactly.
Exactly.
Chicken and beef.
Chicken and beef. So,
and pigs, pork.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. It's that industry. Just there's a lot of methane gas being released.
How?
So,
What is it? How does it work? Like from the
I
animal
saw
itself?
like a little video about the animal, basically like when the animal produces gas,
Exactly.
flatulence or whatever it may be, that's methane gas.
Exactly.
And I don't know, it was like a 1 minute little clip. It was a funny thing. We'll link it below, but it was I'm like,
Yeah.
who knew?
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So the more animals. Sorry. Go ahead.
Oh,
Yourself. Okay. So the more animals that is it safe to say artificially produced animals, or just encouraged? I'm saying encouraged to be produced in large amounts
Quantities,
large quantities.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just like a lot of animals that
Factory farming.
that maybe if it wasn't for humans wouldn't have been there.
Yes,
Yeah.
factory farming is huge. Not only is the kind of inhumane treatment of the animals is just a whole other story,
Despicable.
but it's producing the
Massive
production
amounts.
of meat.
So there's a lot of methane gas.
Oh yeah,
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, and a lot of obviously with these organisms, they're going to release a lot of their feces and stuff, and all of it goes into manure, which is fine. We can take that sustainable. You use it for agriculture as fertilizer.
Right.
But there is so much being produced that a lot of it is kind of being carried away through our running water and stuff, runoff water. It's kind of being taken to our lakes. And all these nutrients in there are producing algae, and then it's creating these dead zones within these lakes. It's killing off species in there, and it's just...
It's like the Salton Sea here in California.
Yeah.
Where it's like dead fish.
Exactly.
Right. So, is it safe to say then mass production of animals with a lot of methane gas, and then to industrialize that and to get your piece of chicken to you into your home, it takes industry.
Yeah.
Right? It takes industry.
I mean, not everywhere. If you go to things that are locally grown or organic, organic farming, that's okay. Now, there's a whole other story to this. So, you guys are food people, right? We were talking about energy. We were talking about energy, and with energy,
energy. Yeah.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
Calorie.
So, okay, where does energy come from? Our sun.
Right.
What is the biggest absorber of this energy?
Plants.
Exactly.
Plants.
Plants absorb 100% of the sun's energy, right? Now,
Wow.
so we call that primary production. Plants are primary producers.
Okay.
So they take that energy, do what they need to do with it, as far as respiration in order to grow.
Right.
Anything left over that's kind of goes to us or to consumers. There are primary consumers, secondary consumers, tertiary consumers, quaternary consumers.
So what are we? When are
We
we?
are quaternary. We're at the top of the food chain.
Oh.
Right? We eat everything. We eat plant-based foods.
Okay.
We eat animals. Right? We eat everything. So here's the thing, though. These are at trophic levels. You start with primary producers. Plants are at the bottom, and you keep going up these trophic levels. Every time you go up, only 10% of the sun's energy moves up.
Okay.
Only 10% moves up every time.
Okay.
So when you are eating, when you're quaternary and you're eating something that's tertiary, you are really not utilizing, you're being efficient with the energy.
Okay.
So consuming plant-based
It's like you're eating yourself.
is very sustainable way to kind of do your part to help the planet.
Right. So would you say that if we eat plants, we get 100% of the sun's energy?
No, you get,
we get 90%.
No, every time it goes up, you're getting 10%.
Less.
Yeah. But I mean, when you're consuming plants, you are getting the
Maximum
maximum amount of energy possible. Yeah.
Okay, all right. So back to this idea of, when we do eat animals, and then it just kind of, the industry produces the animal and it kind of gets to you, right? You're saying eating organic is a good way to kind of prevent the carbon dioxide, excess carbon dioxide, right? Because it's locally grown.
Right.
Or it's usually, sometimes when it comes to organic livestock, that means it's more locally grown, or how does that work? Because you were saying that the locally grown has to
Right.
be the organic.
So I mean, not even that. It's kind of all. It's one big package.
Mm-hmm.
Not only is it locally grown and organic, meaning they're not using chemical fertilizer. Okay, so no chemicals are getting into our oceans. They're not using. So you can read up on it. The list of things that the FDA actually needs for it to be organic. I mean, your piece of land that you're growing whatever it is on needs to have followed certain criteria for a certain number of years before you can even grow anything on it or allow livestock or anything like that. But take away organic, there's also one other factor. I mean, whether it's organic or from factory farms or anything like that, water. I mean, we know here in California we're having severe drought
issues, right?
And water is kind of scarce. And so with livestock, it's take away the methane gas, take away, our climate problems. There's some serious problems as far as water consumption. So, for example, I'm going to give you guys some statistics. For every one egg, let's say, chicken lays an egg. For every one egg that you consume, 196 liters of water have gone to produce this egg.
Wow.
Okay?
Wow.
That's only the beginning. For every 1 kilogram of chicken meat, okay, I mean, we all like our chicken breast. For every 1 kilogram of chicken meat, around almost 4,000 liters of water are being consumed to grow this 1 kilogram. For pork, almost 6,000 liters.
Wow.
For beef, you ready to get your mind blown? For beef, almost 15,000 liters of water.
Wowie.
15,000 liters of water. Or more, maybe 15,500 something like that. So it's just for 1 kilogram.
Right, and this is water. This is one component of the whole situation. The last moments we've been talking about methane, we've been talking about fossil fuels, and then we have water, which is huge because I think.
And again, just these are all different elements of our big global problem.
Right. Wow.
So when you talk about, locally grown, you talk about organic, we're talking about all these other things, they all kind of help a different area. Is that safe to say? It all kind of helps a different area.
It's the lifestyle, right? You think about, like we were saying, like we're talking about physical activity, walking more, or, using public transit. What can you do with your food? What, and really being mindful of those different areas and knowing now you guys have been informed, right? That's the purpose of this channel, is to inform you all of the current situation, whether it's food or whatever the topic is. And so now it's your choice. What are you going to do with that information?
Right.
And I just want to add, for those of you who feel like, you're already vegetarian, I got nothing to worry about, there are ways you can actually also impact the environment. Also, purchasing locally grown produce. This is something extremely important too, not just for the environment, because let's just say your produce was grown at, Timmy's farm down the street. That's like 2 miles of you used a lot less gas to get your food to you. Not only that, I was talking to a physician where I work, and he was saying that the plants that are grown in our own environment suffer the same kind of troubles in order for them to grow, which means that they produce certain phytochemicals and phytonutrients within the plant. So, and those are the same type of ailments or troubles that we face and that will kind of help us
to heal.
So the nutrients that those plants produce in our environment,
plants are growing in the same environment that you're growing.
Exactly. So those nutrients that they have will benefit us. Right. So there's a lot of good things.
Yeah. Another thing you can do is eco-labeling. Remember this word?
Eco-labeling. Okay.
Yeah. So this basically entails read your labels. I mean, we all read our nutrition facts, right? Nutrition labels are very important. Nobody wants the high fructose corn syrup, for example. Right.
Or trans fat.
Right. Okay. Death to trans fat. But another really important thing is eco-labeling. So what is eco-labeling? It's looking at a label that says where your product is coming from.
Okay.
For example, or how your product gets to you. For example, dolphin-friendly tuna or dolphin-safe tuna.
Okay.
That means that when the fishermen have gone out to catch this tuna, to prep it, put it in this can, they've done so in a dolphin-friendly manner, meaning that dolphins are not a bycatch. What is bycatch? When you use a certain type of fishing method, where you're kind of bringing it up with the fish that you want. Dolphins.
So ridiculous.
Or certain
other fishes that we don't want to eat.
Certain species of fish where they end up dying. You throw them back, and what have you done?
Mess up the ecosystem.
Exactly. And so, if you look at a product that says this was done in a friendly manner or in a manner that is friendly to the environment, I would go ahead and purchase that, because you're doing so many things. Number one, you are protecting,
Mhm.
helping
Our
to
environment.
protect our
Right.
environment. Number two, you are encouraging eco-labeling. You are if you're purchasing from some type of company
Company.
that's eco-labeling, it's going to make other companies
Do it.
want to, other
Bigger companies
exactly. They're going
want
to
to do
want
it.
to eco-label. They're going to want to label, say how their products got here, what they've done, and it's competition. It's
Absolutely.
competition.
Right.
So is this something that's currently being done, obviously?
Yes, absolutely.
But it's by choice. It's not being mandated by FDA or USDA or anything
No,
like that.
no.
So it's completely voluntary.
Right. One
So-
day, your great grandchildren be like, "Where are all the resources? What
Right.
happened?"
And what
Right.
did you do, grandparent?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they're gonna look at us and be like, what?
Exactly.
What? Like,
you know what? What we called organic food, our grandparents called food.
Right.
dang.
All
Yes.
right. That's a good ending point.
So just keep that in mind.
Wow.
Keep that in mind.
Deep, straight to the point.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you so much, Dr. Theresa
You
Massoud.
guys are very, very welcome.
Yes.
And you know what? Just make healthy choices. Healthy choices for your body.
Mhm.
Healthy choices for our planet.
Mhm.
Yes, thank you so much, and hopefully we'll get you on here sometime soon.
Whenever
This
you
was
guys
very
want.
enriching, very
Yes.
wonderful. Thank you so much
Of
for your
course,
time.
of course.
Excellent.
Thank you both.
Thanks
Thank
for
you, guys.
joining us.
Bye bye.